Find your voice in the crowd, inside your own head. In Unity, we talk about going to the silence, using the silence as one of our principal tools for learning and understanding and spiritual growth. The metaphysical meaning of silence is a state of consciousness entered into for the purpose of putting one in touch with divine mind, so that the soul may listen to the still small voice. I don't know about you, but often when I go into the silence, I'm met with conversation. My mind starts to spill out the things that are in my consciousness. It's the first thing that I meet. Not the silence, I meet the conversation. So when I think about what I meet there, is like, I can meet all kinds of things. Fear, anger, worry, being right, being wrong, happiness, joy, disappointment, plans. They're all there waiting for me when I go to the silence. And I have the task of looking at them like a bystander. The work of mindfulness that has spread throughout the land has been a great reminder that we can do that we can actually step back and look at the things that we face in our own mind, in our own world as a bystander. I have that challenge to face. Otherwise, everything is like on autopilot, like it's just going. The continual conversation in my mind can just go and go and go and go. To me, now that I've used the silence on a regular basis, pretty much mostly in the morning and in the evening, but I can do it anytime throughout the day. If I don't do it in the morning, it's like not brushing my teeth. It's like something very vital is missing. And just like not brushing your teeth, I can find myself to be more offensive to others if I don't take the time. I want to tell you a story about Friday. Friday, on my way to work, I was traveling down a road that was 55 miles an hour. It was not a highway, but it's like an expressway between Lodi and Stockton. And as I was going down this expressway, in front of me, the light turned green. And I was quite a ways away from the light. So I'm thinking, yes, all right, I'm going to hit another green light, right? Well, out of the corner of my eye, there was another car. There was a car that was just slightly in front of me. But as we were approaching that green light, out of the corner of my eye, I see a car enter the intersection, and it's going fast. It was probably doing at least 80, maybe 90 miles an hour, and it just went right through the red light, right in front of us. We both had to really put on our brakes. We didn't skid because we had newer cars, and the ABS kicked in, and we just slowed down. And man, it went right in front of us. And what I did was I cussed at that person. I cussed at them like automatically. It just came out of me. And I happened to be on a phone call at the time. So not only did my cussing go out into my car, but it went out into the Zoom world. That bothered me. And because if you hung out with me, you know that using that type of language is not generally what I do. And I really had looked at it earlier because about a month earlier on that same stretch, I saw somebody coming at 90 miles an hour behind me in my rearview mirror and went past me and created and caused an accident. And I cussed at that time too. And so I was looking at that because I didn't like that. I didn't like that about myself, that on autopilot, that was my first reaction. And so I took it into the silence on Friday night. And when I went in there, I just said, I don't like that reaction. I don't want to just do that automatically. And I know throughout the day I was thinking, I just have a low tolerance for stupidity. And that's how I put it in my mind. I have a low tolerance for stupidity. If there's anything that makes me snap and break, it's careless acts. And so in the silence, I do what I do often. Even when I'm having conversation with somebody, I say, when have I been this way? I could be in the middle of a difficult conversation and they are mad at me or whatever. And I say, when have I been this way? And so that's what I did. When have I been this way? And I thought, when I was a younger man and invincible and I was never going, and I had not had anybody important in my life ever pass away. Well, I take that back because I had one person pass away when I was very young. But, most of my friends were still intact and I hadn't lost any friends. And I was a little more careless, I would say, or a little bit more thinking that the things I was going to do weren't going to result in a bad situation. When was I also this way? More recently, my brother passed away a year ago. And when I left my mom's house, I accidentally ran a red light. I didn't even know. So what was that? That was grief going through the red light. I have been careless when I didn't want to disappoint somebody. And I needed to get somewhere just so I wouldn't disappoint them. So disappointment has been the driver sometimes. And then I just was able to get a little bit of silence. And in that silence, I heard, "You didn't cuss, you cursed." Interesting. I cursed. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had ill will towards that person that almost killed me. Yes, I cursed. That's different, isn't it? It's different than cussing. Yes, I cursed. So now what do I want to do? What is my voice in that conversation? Now what do I choose is a part of me? What I would like to do instead is say thank you for my safety. Thank you that me and the other driver were unharmed. That's better. I wish that was my first reaction. That's my voice. That's what I want to have. And then what else would I want from this situation? I'd want to recognize that maybe what I think I'm seeing is not what I'm seeing. Maybe there is addiction going through the red light. Maybe there is not wanting to disappoint going through the red light. Maybe there is fear of losing a job going through the red light. Maybe there's grief going through the red light. And so, maybe I want to send a blessing through the red light. That would be better than sending a curse. So, what do I know about that work? So then I know that I could use the Ho'oponopono prayer, and say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And so that's what I say to that driver on that day, Friday. I take back the curse. I take it back. And I give thanks instead. Charles Fillmore said, the words are also seeds, and when dropped into the invisible spiritual substance, they grow and bring forth after their kind. That's what I want. That's my voice. I was taught by a teacher named Deborah Poneman. They call her the teacher of the teachers. And she taught me a term, tikkun olam, is a Hebrew term. And it's to say a prayer to change those things that are in front of you, where, say you owe a debt, and you want to change that energy, or you had a misunderstanding with somebody, and you want to change that energy. These are the things that are the roadblocks to your moving on to the next place in your spiritual journey. And if you can face these tikkuns, then you can then move on. And so that's how I look at that. At any point, even if I've had this energy of, say, saying a curse, I can change that. I can face it. I can learn from it, and I can move forward. So my saying the Ho'oponopono prayer for this person that went through the intersection is myself facing the tikkun. Today, I got a test because there was road work on the way here, and at the end of the road work, there was an accident. And I got to say, thank you for my safety. I got to see that although it wasn't like one of those situations where it was like fast and rapid and just happened in front of me, I'll have to see how I react to that the next time it happens. But today I remembered and I said, thank you for my safety as I went through that whole situation. I just chose to use the mantra as I came this way. I am on time. I am on time. And guess what? I arrived on time. And so that is another place where I am choosing my voice, because I could use all my friends in that situation. I could use worry, that I wouldn't be on time. I could use anxiety and allow that to be in my body. I could use self-degradation, like I should have gotten up earlier. I should have, all those things. I could have used all those things. But instead, I used my voice. My voice is, I am on time, over and over again. Myrtle Fillmore, she stated something that goes along with what Charles said. And her statement was, show me the seeds you sow and the thoughts you think, and I can foretell the manner of your harvest. For it is the same in our mind world or in the soil world. So I'm using my voice to sow the seeds of what I want. Along with the thought of the tikkun, it is as we make ourselves aware of where our roadblocks are, and we make any kind of effort to try and face those things and move forward in our journey, then we are not only changing ourselves, we are changing everything around us. And so, the main thing about my cursing was that I only cursed the person who was in the car, because that person driving by didn't hear what I said. I heard what I said, and the people who were in earshot of me heard what I said. I'm not cursing the person going by. I'm cursing me. And so, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I choose a different path in a different direction. We need to listen to the community in our mind and find our voice. Your voice needs to be heard. Your voice needs to be heard more than ever. And so, I would like to end with another thought of Myrtle Fillmore. There are no discords in my being. Being is peace. Thank you.